Ladies and gentlemen, once again. Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to the black sand beaches of We're here for another edition of the Joyride, this time on the Symmetry Rapture. Last year I tested the Symmetry Lucid Eye, which ended up being one of my favorite boards, mainly for how good it was on rail. The only things I didn't like about the Lucid Eye were that in smaller waves it tended to be a little bit stiff and heavy, so it didn't really allow the type of pockety surfing that I would like. But Max from iSim basically took those ideas and applied them to the Rapture. And it's basically a shorter, wider, flatter version of the Lucid Eye, and it's made in iSymmetry's signature Ghostflex construction. Ghostflex takes a stringerless EPS core and wraps it in a Negra cloth, which makes the board strong and light without sacrificing flex, or so Max says. We've seen the Puerto Rican elf, Hector Santa Maria, put the Rapture in all kinds of compromising positions. Please don't expect anything like that from me. Anyone who's bought a stringerless board knows how difficult it is to put a tail pad on straight. But thanks to Kelly Slater, I have a solution. So when you take the pad out of the packaging, you want to make sure that all of the pieces are stuck together. From there, you want to put 2 pieces of tape across the top. Then flip it over and remove the 3M adhesive tape from just the center strip. Then you can align the pad on the board so that it's all centered and place it down. From there, you can rip the side pieces off and the center piece will be exactly where you want it. Now you can apply the side pieces wherever you like. The waves are pretty average today, so I'm gonna try the raw Machado set from Futures. It's a flexible fin in Futures Blackstix technology, and it's got a big foil, so it's made for speed generation and tight turns in the pocket. One last note about the Rapture is that it has a minor step deck. That means more foam in the middle for paddling, then it falls off into a nice refined rail line for doing turns. Okay, now let's go surf. Well, that was way better than expected. Yeah, the waves got really fun, plenty of corners, nobody out, and the board went really, really well. When I found the right spot for my feet in the board, I feel like I could really grip into the wall and dig in and do some turns that felt pretty good. Basically, what we were trying to get out of this board was something that turned nice and tight and felt lively in the pocket, and that's pretty much exactly what I felt. Yeah, it just was super responsive. It kind of popped off the lip really nicely. It had a tight turning radius and it wasn't really grabbing. The board's definitely light, and as far as its durability goes, you can see a few pressure dings from where I was standing, but compared to a PU board or even some epoxies, I'd say that it is definitely pretty strong. It hasn't really caved in too much, which is always good. The Rapture definitely didn't have quite the same carving capacity as the Lucid Eye, but it still felt pretty good on rail thanks to, I think, how they're tapered in off of the step deck. As far as the fins go, the Machado set worked exactly as advertised. They were quick, responsive, and provided tons of release out of the lip. Sometimes it was maybe a little bit too much release. I think next session we're gonna try a slightly stiffer fin because the Rapture is already so loose and responsive as is that I don't think we necessarily need those same characteristics in the fin itself. We're gonna use something a little bit more neutral to kind of even it out and try to find that perfect blend. Well, the swell came up today, and honestly the Rapture didn't love it. On the bigger waves I caught, it felt a little bit skatey and kind of on the surface of the water. It couldn't really dig in as well. In order to compensate for the bigger surf, I threw in a stiffer fin with more rake. This fin is designed for kind of holding and doing longer carves. And honestly, it didn't seem to fit that well with the surfboard. It allowed for a couple of good cutbacks, but at the end of the day, I kind of wanted to be doing more pockety, tighter art surfing. So I think the more upright, flexier fin in the Rod Machado is a little bit of a better option. It wasn't the best in bigger surf, so you might want to keep it in that chest to head high range, but ultimately it was an extremely fun board for the right conditions. And my only real concern is that my girlfriend's gonna try to steal it from me because she loves the pink rails. On another note, I'm gonna be going to Indo for a work trip in a few days, so I'm gonna throw this board in the bag and see if we can find some waves on it over there.